All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yehoshai, Bahashem, Charaka, Kwadash, giving double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutes to all the 144,000 elect out there. We are coming back at you with a quick one. This is a bit of in the news. This is Sky News. Talking about the anti-tourist tourism protests target diners with water guns in Barcelona. Right, we're going to check out a little bit of this. Hit some of the clips. We've got some clips to show you of Ease getting run out of town. prophecies, man. It's all it's been overdue. But anyway, we're gonna let the scripture speak in this one. So a rally in Barcelona was the latest in a summer of protests across Spain and its region as tensions mount over the rising cost of housing and rents and other associated issues. Protesters have targeted the tourists with water guns. That's a funny one, that is. Yeah. Right. All right. You're getting water guns right now. You're getting water guns right now. Prophecies. We're going to read some scriptures anyway. Yeah. Pictures show people marching down the streets and demonstrating with diners sitting outside the restaurant. Did I read this? Protests have targeted tourists with water guns in Barcelona as part of the mass demonstration over the number of visitors to the Spanish city. Pictures show people marching down the streets and demonstrating with diners sitting outside restaurants. Weapons filled with water were fired at people who protesters believed were visiting the city. Spirit of the Lord, man. They shall be as a chase roll. Spirit of the Lord is rising up, man. That's the vibration of the Lord right there. Yeah. Weapons with full of water with water guns were fired at people who the protesters believed were visiting the city. Guests were also prevented from leaving their hotels when campaigners taped up the exit. Imagine. They're getting water guns right now. Right? Whatsoever man soweth, that he shall also reap. Just imagine if what they was doing when they came to America, they went to America and started massacring the Indians, what they call Native American Indians. They started to massacre them, right? And they started to rape the women, right? What they did to all of the tribes, they started to massacre them and rape the women, right? Steal their land, right? Just imagine that's gonna start. Imagine that's gonna start happening to them. I mean, we're gonna see how they react. They're crying over some water guns right now. Guests were also prevented from leaving their hotels when campaigners taped up exits. And I've only just touched a little bit of the things that they've done with the Native American Indians and all of the tribes. Whatsoever man soweth, that he should also reap. See, they was hostage for a little while. And that ain't really nothing, really. That ain't nothing compared to what they've done all around the world. But let me carry on reading. Thousands of people were said to have taken part in the rally against mass tourism. This is building momentum. Thousands of people. The mass tourism capital received more than 5 million tourists in 2023 and expect more in 2024. So this is causing tensions over there in Spain. Let me carry on reading. Tensions have been mounting over the rising cost of housing and rent in Spain and the cost of goods in the shops. Yeah, this is attracting anyway. With many blaming the trends of increasing tourism. There you have it. There has also been anger directed at tourists amid water shortages in Spain due to the growing impact on the climate change. Spirit of the Lord. Because not to mention all the violence and the vandalism that they do around the World Cup, times of the World Cup, and people are getting fed up of all of that. They ain't mentioning it in here, but we know that happens. anywhere they go, right? You ease. The spirit that is lifted, the soul that is in you is lifted up in you, is not right in you. The latest rally comes amid a summer of protests across Spain and its region, including when thousands took to the streets in the Balearic Islands to protest against mass tourism and overcrowding. Demonstrators marched through Menorca and Menorca, demanding from Slovakia, Menorca and Menorca, demanding tourism is controlled and made more suitable for the people, the indigenous people of there. Reading on. Last week, Spain governments announced a crackdown on short-term and seasonal holidays, let-ins amid rising anger from locals who feel priced out of the housing market. The government said it will be investigating listings on platforms such as, here we go, that's the point there, to verify if they have licenses, consumers' rights, and there you have it. Because a lot of these people, what they do, they go over there and they cause problems, man. Overcrowding, crowding on the buses, on the transport. I mentioned the vandalizing. They go over to other people's countries. The white people, don't even speak the language and expect you to speak their language when you're over there in their country, right? And cater to them and treat the men, the waiters and the servant, they treat them wickedly, horribly, with all their bad language. Because and they just putting it down to the rising costs of tourism. But there's a lot more than just that. There's a lot more than just that. So I'm going to show you a clip. If you want to read the rest of this, we read the most of it. I find it amusing. Check this clip out. Skip this stupid advert.
A water fight on the streets of Barcelona. Some locals spraying tourists with water guns as they ate at popular restaurants, sending visitors fleeing from their tables. Thousands of protesters walking through the city over the weekend, chanting "Tourists go home" and carrying signs with anti-tourist slogans.
Restoration and hotels is the group that makes really big money, but all the people are in a very poor situation, and they don't have enough money to live. That's a problem.
Go home. Go home. That's what they're saying right there.
They don't have...
Tourists, go home. Get out of here. Get out of town.
Enough money to live. That's a problem.
Barcelona is one of the top tourist destinations in the world, home to iconic sites like La Sagrada Familia and Park Güell, in addition to beautiful beaches. Officials reporting more than 33 million people from all over the world visited the city in the first 5 months of 2024 alone. Tourism bringing in a whopping 9.6 billion euro in 2023, according to the Tourism Observatory of Barcelona. But some locals say mass tourism is not only overwhelming the city, but also making the cost of living unaffordable to its residents.
I would stress the declining quality of life for local residents, and that would include the increasing cost of housing, the noise.
Don't forget they have no respect when they go over to other people's lands. UEs, primarily UEs, have no respect for other people's lands, or their language, or their culture. Come with disrespect, and then you expect people to accept it, right? But this is the Most High Spirit of the Lord rising up against you, man. Obadiah goes into that as well. We're gonna hit some precepts.
The litter, the displacement of long-term residents.
Yeah, you hear that? Disrespect, litter all on the floor. What they do?
The increasing cost of housing, the noise, the litter, the display.
The noise is the vandalizing and the violence as well. The violence that they do over there in other lands cause fights, right? Racist violence, not to mention this racist violence that they do over there in other people's lands, and the disrespect of their land by dashing all the nastiness, the beer, the drunken behavior, and the beer and the lager, and the rowdiness and the crudeness, taking off them nasty, showing their nasty beard, dirty, stinking skin. in the streets, don't want to cover up themselves and not respectful. It's not surprising. Protests, there's a massive thousands join anti-terrorism protests in Barcelona. It's not surprising there's thousands joining in. Rising anger, that's the spirit, which is the spirit of the Lord, man. That's the spirit of the Lord.
And that would include the increasing cost of housing, the noise, the litter, the displacement of long-term residents, and the relentless construction.
Aquí, 4 anys. Rent in Barcelona has risen nearly 70% in just the last decade, according to Mayor Jaume Colboni. In June, the mayor announcing a plan to stop renewing permits for rentals used by foreign visitors by 2028 after saying a boom in short-term rentals is to blame. The city assuring the move would make 10,000 units available to locals in 4 years.
The last years, the city has turned completely for tourists, and what we want is a city for citizens and not in service of tourism.
A dilemma for a welcoming city to shift focus and take care of its own.
Guad Venegas joins us tonight from the Telemundo Center in Miami. So, Guad, people visiting Barcelona or planning to visit Barcelona in the months ahead, could they expect to see more of these protests and possibly be hit by these water guns?
Well, Tom, for the people that were at those establishments, they was at the wrong place at the wrong time, right? I mean, there's a lot of visitors in Barcelona. It's just unfortunate that they were right there when the protesters came. But this is a sign of that anti-tourism sentiment in Barcelona, which we expect to continue. It's not only the protests, there's also signs around the city that are asking tourists to go home. Now, the city has already approved increasing the tourist tax from 3.25 euros.
Tourism kills the city. Yeah, not to mention the litter that they leave and they leave the litter lying around, the violence. Yeah, not only the World Cup, but anytime there's any kind of mass crowd of overwhelming ease. Say it right. Overwhelming white people, and they get bold when they get drunk. And they act the fool. Job 30. Carry on.
To €4. That's a small increase, but again, it's another sign that Barcelona wants to limit the people that are coming into the city. And in the future, what we can expect is Barcelona to become a much more expensive destination for the tourists that do decide to go.
What was that? It's tourism, hunting, see. See, you can just read it. You can just read between the lines right there. You see, that's Isaiah 13 and 14. We're going to read that. They shall be as a chased roe. It's tourism, hunting season. Right now they're using water guns.
Destination for the tourists that do decide to go, and things are going to change, Tom. A lot of the people that visit this city do it because it's known to be a welcoming city with vibes from people that come from
things are going to change. He's right. Change for the worse
all over the world. That perhaps will change as local officials make these new changes to make it much more difficult for those that want to visit and more affordable for the people that live in Barcelona. So all of this should be kept in mind when someone is planning to go to the city, Tom.
Right, there you have it. Enough said on that point made there. Right, things are going to get much more difficult for you East to go over into other people's lands and cause trouble. Right, and violence. You bring violence wherever you go, man. You're gonna be as a chase roll. Let's read some of these precepts, and we're gonna end off the video. Job chapters 30 and 1 says, "But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock." Right, people are waking up to your behavior. Right, because we know what you do with dogs. You know what you've been doing with dogs. The type of things you do behind the scenes. You women, what the women do with dogs behind the scenes. It's all up there on YouTube. So Job said he didn't want you around his dogs. The men and the women, what they do with dogs. They call it bestiality. Right? Reading on. And that's documented. Jump down to 4. Woe, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots with their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. Yeah, because that was what they was doing. Had light fingers, right? And nothing's changed. They're just The whole world is being given unto the rulers right now. Job 24, 9 and 24 right now. They got the world on lease. So they have somewhat a license to get about. But that license is running out, as we can see here with this protest. Mass protest in Barcelona. Anti-protest target diners with water guns in Barcelona. So your license to be all around the world acting a fool, your ticket, you're on an egg timer, it's running out. They have who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as a thief, right? Because you know they're light feet, light feet. They got light hands, light fingered, and they think that they go under the radar. But the Most High been seeing all the thieving that been doing in all the lands that they go to, and the violence, the coveting. Right? They were driven forth from among men, and they cried after them as a thief to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Right? So that happened then. Soon they're going to be able to trace roll once again, wherever they go. I think is that Amos 5 and 19? Wherever they go, they're going to be chased after. Let me see if I find that one. See if I find that precepts. Amos. Right? Future prophecy. Amos 5 and 19. As if a man did flee from a lion. I read 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? This day of the Lord is darkness. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. Right, man. Right now they're getting chased by just angry locals. Angry locals who are protesting with water guns. Right now it's just water guns. Right? As if a man did flee from a lion, but it's going to be everybody going to be chasing you. Right? Lion and a bear met him, who went unto a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Right? This is just symbolic in the sense that anything you try and run from, anywhere you try and run, you cannot hide. Everything's going to be after you, including the critters, the insects, the wild animals, going to be chasing you down the road, man. Right? 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Let me read that a bit again. 19. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went unto a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Right now you're worried about just angry women with water guns. Right, you're going to pick up. This is prophecy right here. So, yeah, this is beautiful right here, what's happening right now. And the writing's on the wall. The writing is on the wall. Every little nick and cranny parts of certain places in Barcelona. Terrorism kills a city. You got the writing on the wall. Yeah, it's tourism hunting season, right? You used to be the one that was hunting jakes. Right now, the Most High is rising up these locals in Barcelona, in Spain, to soon won't be chasing you. Reading on in Job 30. Back to Job 30. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Right? When we get you, when we shackle you up, you ain't going to be living in houses like you are now and being able to go anywhere you want around the world and cause chaos, so that people have to really get so frustrated that they have to protest against you. This is just the beginning. Right? You used to dwell in caves, man. That's all coming back, because you ain't going to be giving houses. You're going to be dwelling in caves once again, or little pits when we shock you up, right? When we get you in slavery, yeah? When Yehoshua returns, we're going to shackle you up, man, along with 144,000. Shackle you up and put you in places where you're supposed to be, in caves, or even worse than that, in in little pits and treat you how you supposed to be treated. Among the bushes they braided, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools. Right, that's it. Children of fools, man. Right? Fool has said in his heart there is no God. So they're foolish, they're spiritless, they have no life, they have no, you might say they're the living zombies of the planet. Right? The Most High is just giving them a little least of the world right now. Job 9 and 24. They were driven, the children of fools, they were children of base men, they were viler than the earth. Some vile people, right? Most are going to shackle you up again because it's causing problems on the planet. Let's hit another one. Isaiah, let's get the dust off this one. Isaiah 14 and 7 says, the whole earth is at rest. This is after when you're going to be shackled up. Rest and is quiet. They break forth unto singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against thee. Right, man? Even the trees are going to be happy, man. Right? You see the chaos they're causing back the place? Right? So much chaos that the fir tree will rejoice at thee. Yeah, the fir tree rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against them. The fellow is that man with the machinery that cuts down trees. The massive tree cutters that they're butchering the land, they're butchering the rainforests. I think it's the last time I checked it was about a football pitch of trees taken out. I think it was a football pitch of land being taken out a year because they're stealing all the woodlands, cutting it down to make whatever they want to make with the trees, the wood. So the fellow which they're going to, even the trees are going to be joyous at when you are people are being put back into the place where you belong, shackled up. The trees are going to be happy, right? And that's just symbolic in that we are the wicked witch is dead, man. That movie Wizard of Oz, when that wicked witch was burned up with fire. People then was singing. All the whole city and all people came out of hiding, singing that song. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Right? That's just the earth is going to be set free once again because she had the wicked witch. Can't remember if it's the wicked witch of the east or the west, but the wicked witch had the earth under a complete spell and doom and gloom. And when she was deleted, burned up with water, which she burned up. She burned up when you threw water on her. She burned up because she burned up because the water. That's what the water did to her. Burn her up, and it lifted the curse off the earth. Symbolic to you is going when you get burned up, right? When you get shackled up, and and scriptures talk about that too. Obadiah 18. We're going to hit that. Let's finish in 14. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven? 14 and 12 of Isaiah. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which weaketh the nations? This is all symbolism here to what is going to come about. Women with water guns, getting you in at the restaurants, pinpointing you. Right? They're saying that it's going to be hunting season for you ease, man, over there in Barcelona. It's going to be hunting season. They're hunting you out. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou art said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Jehovah. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Right? This is just symbolism right here, right now. What is on the horizon for you? Thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Yeah, being that you, with your atomic bomb, what you did to Nagasaki and Nagasaki and Hiroshima around 1945, what you did with that testing that bomb, right? You killed millions, man, deleted millions with the atomic bomb. So you're going to be brought down, and people are going to be coming and looking upon you, yeah? Saying, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, right? What you did around the earth. You're going to be brought down that low. And whatsoever man soweth, that he should also reap. Obadiah 1:10 says, let's read 4. It says, Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, though thou set thy nests among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Jehovah, saith the Lord, or Yahweh thy power. Right? You exalted yourself up, and he that exalteth himself shall be abased. Yeah, pride before a fall. So you're on your way down right now. Ever since say around the 50s, you've been on your way down. Since you say you went up to the moon, so you say, but you've been on your way down ever since then, right? And it's rapid. It's a rapid decline. Rapid decline. When did you go to the moon? Was it around 1969, something like that? I'll double check on that. But you've been rapidly on your way down. You've failed a lot of your trips to go to space and all of this. Go to visit what's that, Project Blue Beam that crashed down, and you're still attempting to do things out there in space. Mosai's not allowing you, man. So yeah, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down. Just jump down to 10 now. And this is why these embarrassing, humiliating situations are happening. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Taste of what is to come. As a matter of fact, let's hit one of my favorites. Let's hit 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall be none remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Right? That's after the 1,000 years, after you've worked off your debt to society. Because a fool is a menace to society. And as we just looked at in Job 30, you are base men, children of fools. So you've got to work off your debt that you've mounted up to the heavens, pay back that debt, and you shall be deleted. Completely deleted off the face of the earth. Kala Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yehoshai. And that's what you call justice. I'll read it again. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. This is all the tribes coming against you now. Right? The worm, as you say, the worm has turned. House of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. You're going to get burned up. Right now you're worried about little water guns. Right? Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Prophecies, and there's nothing you can do against prophecy. Right? Who can resist the will of the Most High? No, not one. Isaiah 13 and 14 says, And it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone unto his own land. Right? And you ain't going to be allowed to go in other places, because everybody's going to have to flee and keep to their own place. Keep to yourself. Keep your dirty, stinking hands to yourself, man. Going over into other people's countries and causing violence, doing violence and stealing. John 10 and 10. Deleting, thieving, and destroying. That's what the killer, the hired man, come to do, which represents you, wicked thieves. Thieves of the planet, going around and doing all wickedness about the planet. You're going to be as a chase roll, run out of there. Right? Because they say it's not getting any better. It's going to get worse. As we just saw the clip there. Habakkuk chapters 2. And we're going to wind up now with a couple more. Habakkuk chapters 2 and 4 says, Behold, his soul which is lifted up in him, up is not upright in him. But the just shall, so that's the point, the just shall live by faith. The point is that he's not right. These are people, they ain't right, man. People fed up with them. They don't want them over there no more, over there in Spain. Right? Because they cause trouble everywhere they go. Leave a trail of destruction and violence and vandalism. And you can see the frustration on these people's face. We can't make this up. We ain't making this up. That's why there's protests over there right now. Right? Mass protests as well. Anti-mass protests saying thousands hit the streets, man. And it's written on the wall. It's written all over. You see? It's all up there, man. Written all over the place. People ain't having it no more. Moses raising them up. They're going to become a chase roll, man. So Habakkuk, so the soul that is lifting up in him is not upright in him. Let's jump down to 8. Let's jump down to 6. It says, Shall not all these take up a parable against him, of Habakkuk 2, and a turning proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long to him that leadeth himself with thick clay. That's why people are writing things on the wall. Whether they do it behind the scenes or they come out and just directly protest, this is what it is. It's a proverb, right? It's a proverb and a byword against them. A parable, as it says here. It's, shall not all these take up a parable? That's what it is. The writing on the wall, what we're looking at. People saying it's going to be hunting season for you foreigners. For you foreigners, hunting season. And that's what that is. It's a terrorist hunting season. Tourist hunting season. That's a proverb. That's that right there. That's a proverb. And that's a parable against them. Take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him. So we don't make this up. We're not making this up. Along with the water guns. Right? Parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long to him that leadeth himself with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for a booty unto them. Right? Don't worry about them little flipping squirt guns, mate. You're gonna be booty unto them. Right? Most is making you an humiliation. He's lifting up the skirts of these wicked. Because thou hast spoiled many nations. Right? And he's coming back to bite you. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and all that dwell therein. Right? That's Obadiah 10 again. Right? This is precept upon precept, man, breaking it down. 12 now. Woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. Behold, right, and that's what they do anywhere they go. Build we got all their lands, their embassies in other countries, their barracks, army barracks in other countries, setting up there like they want to rule over there and control over there, control all the currency, control the set up their laws, their colonial laws, unjust laws. So scriptures don't lie, saying, Woe unto them that buildeth a town with blood, right? Trading people's cargo, slaves, just the human trade, the human trafficking, right? The organ trafficking too. The rabbit hole goes deep with these people all around the world, right? All you got to do is speak to a lot of those people after the Haitian earthquake around 2009, the Haitian earthquake. All you got to do is speak to the locals. What those so-called Red Star people, what they call them, the the Red Cross people was doing, right, along with their visitors. What they call those people? Forgot the name of them, but they was going over there. Oh, they're out there to help them, and we know a whole heap of people were talking about things that they found as far as trafficking, organs, and all of that. What they do, right? The what they call them, people that go over to these other countries, man. Missionaries, yeah, missionaries, saying they're going to keep the peace. When in actual fact they're going to and do all kinds of things with little, you know, with young children, little children. So woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood and establishes a city, and it's all going to have to come out upon you because you haven't got away with it, right? The sins have messed up into heaven. Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh thy power, as the waters covereth the sea. Right, everything. This is that time where the knowledge shall increase, man. Right, Daniel chapters 12 and 4. Knowledge is increasing. The earth is filled with the knowledge of the Most High, as it's saying here in Habakkuk 2 and 14. Right? Last one in Habakkuk. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbours drink, and putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drink, also that thou maketh look on their nakedness. What you did to all of the tribes in actual fact. But a lot to the so-called native Indians, the Gadites, the Reubenites, right? Gave them liquor, sold a boy for a harlot, and a girl for wine, right? Used them. We was the collateral, right? You done what you did to the children of the Most High God. That's why it's saying here, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken, right? Using them as exposing them, humiliating them. So woe, and woe means destruction to all the things that you've done to all the tribes. And it's documented what we're doing here, what we're reading here. It's all documented in your own history. And for the most part, you can Google it now because the knowledge is increased. And that's the Spirit of the Lord exposing everything. Isaiah 47. And this is what's happening once again. People are, the proverb and the byword is coming up against you. And 3 says, Isaiah 47, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen, and I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Right now, you worried about water guns, right? You worried about terrorists, and I mean anti-protests, mass protests. You worried about these people on the streets, but you're always coming back, man. You say you ain't gonna meet you as a man. So this is interesting. I came across this, but actually I was watching this was on the mainstream news. So I said, okay, the water Yahweh Shim Yoshai. The Spirit of the Lord is moving across the face of the earth. Right? So the Most High is exposing them. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Kala Yahweh. Most High is exposing them. They're becoming a chase row and embarrassment. And it's all because of the violence against thy brother Jacob. Right? What you did to your so-called, which was supposed to be your brother, but you broke the treaty. You broke that. So right now, you're the enemy. And the people are waking up to you. I will end with this one. This is Sirach. People are waking up to what you're all about. Sirach chapters 12. We're going to end with this one. Sirach chapters 12 and 10 says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, right? And really that speaks for this video. That represents this video. People are waking up to you and they understand wherever you go, you leave a trail of destruction. And they don't want you there, man. It's just as simple as that. They're expressing themselves in sincerity, how they well and truly, how they truly feel. And as one of the big brothers was saying recently on one of the lives, you know, we don't need allies. Allies are the worst things that you can ever have. Ally who claims to be your friend when in actual fact he is not your friend. It's all pretense. So they're saying now over there, anti-terrorism protests against diners with water guns. They're saying we don't need you. We don't need allies, right? Because they're saying never. They've woken up to you, right? That's what it's reading here. They've woken up to we don't need these. We don't need them in our country. They don't add anything. They don't tribute anything. As a matter of fact, they take away from, right? They take away from the housing. They take away from the shopping. They take away from the economy. They don't add. Because they're fools. They're fools everywhere they go. They act a fool. So never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You can't be trusted. They understand now that you cannot be trusted. So the wada to Yahweh Hashem Yeshua for putting the spirit on me to do this video. The whole world is waking up to the ease. I'm going to entitle it something to that effect. They've woken up to the fact that they are the children of fools and they cannot be trusted. We on to the next.